Have you ever walked into a room and immediately felt someone's presence before they even said a word? There was something about them, something magnetic, something that made everyone subtly aware that they were there. And the crazy part, they weren't doing anything obvious. They weren't being loud. They weren't performing. They were just there. And somehow, that was enough. Today, I'm going to show you exactly how that works. And by the end of this video, you're going to understand something about power and presence that most people spend their entire lives never figuring out. Stay with me. This one is going to change how you walk into every room for the rest of your life. Let's kill a myth right now. Most people believe that to dominate a room, you need to be the most talkative, the most energetic, the most visible person there. They think presence is about performance, about being on, about taking up space with noise. But here's what's actually true. The most powerful people in any room are almost never the loudest ones. Think about the most influential person you know personally, the one whose opinion actually shifts things, the one people genuinely respect. I'd bet good money they're not the one talking over everyone else. They're probably the one who speaks less, but when they do speak, the whole room listens. That's not a coincidence. That's a strategy, and it's one you can learn. Silence is not weakness. Silence is a weapon. And when you learn to use it correctly, it becomes one of the most powerful tools you'll ever carry into any room, any conversation, any situation. Now, let's get into the why. Because this isn't just philosophy. There's real psychology behind it. Human beings are wired to pay attention to contrast. In a noisy environment, silence stands out. In a room full of people talking, the person who isn't chasing attention becomes the most interesting thing in the room. Your brain is literally designed to notice what's different. There's also something called the scarcity principle. When something is rare, we perceive it as more valuable. This applies to words. When you speak constantly, your words become background noise. When you speak selectively, every word you say lands with weight. People hang on your words because they know you don't waste them. And then there's mirror neuron science. When you're calm, regulated, and unhurried, people around you actually start to feel calmer too. Your nervous system influences the nervous systems of people near you. This is why certain people walk into a room and the whole energy shifts. They're not doing it consciously. Their internal state is doing it for them. This is the foundation. Presence isn't something you perform. It's something you cultivate on the inside, and then it radiates outward automatically. Now let's get practical. Here are the 5 habits that the most quietly powerful people consistently practice. Habit number 1. They arrive unhurried. Watch how most people enter a room. They're rushing. They're apologizing for being late. They're scanning the room anxiously, trying to figure out where to stand, who to talk to, how they're being perceived. Their entrance signals one thing, that they're reacting to the world around them. Now watch someone with true presence enter. They don't rush. They don't scan nervously. They move at their own pace. They choose where to stand. They settle in before they start engaging. Their entrance signals something completely different, that the world adjusts to them, not the other way around. This sounds small. It is not small. The way you enter a room sets the tone for every interaction that follows. Slow down your entrance. Move with intention. Let yourself arrive before you start performing. Habit number 2. They speak less and mean more. This is the one that most people intellectually understand, but emotionally struggle with, because silence feels uncomfortable. We're conditioned to fill it. We feel pressure to contribute constantly, to be engaged, to prove that we're present. But here's the shift. Real presence doesn't need to be proven constantly. It's felt. When you resist the urge to fill every gap, when you let conversations breathe, when you choose your moments to speak rather than competing for airtime, you become someone worth listening to. Because what you say comes from a place of genuine thought, not nervous chatter. Start practicing this. Before you speak, ask yourself one question. Does this add something real? If yes, say it. If not, let the silence do the work. Habit number 3. They hold eye contact longer than feels comfortable. Eye contact is one of the most underrated social tools available to you. Most people either avoid it because it feels vulnerable, or they overdo it and make it aggressive. The sweet spot is something different entirely. It's confident, warm, sustained eye contact. The kind that says, "I see you. I'm here. I'm not in a hurry to look away." When someone is speaking to you, give them your full eyes. Don't glance at your phone. Don't look around the room. Be fully there, and hold that contact for just a beat longer than average. That one extra beat communicates more than 100 words could. It communicates that you're present, that you're unhurried, and that you find them worth your complete attention. People remember how you made them feel. Make them feel seen. Habit number 4. They ask better questions than they give answers. Here's something that separates truly powerful communicators from people who just talk a lot. Powerful people ask questions that make you think. They ask questions that reveal they've been paying close attention. They ask questions that nobody else in the room thought to ask. A great question does 3 things at once. It shows intelligence, it shows genuine interest, and it shifts the entire frame of the conversation. When you ask a question that lands, the room feels it. Everyone starts thinking differently about the topic, and they start thinking differently about you, too. Stop trying to be the most interesting person in the room by telling the best stories. Become the most interesting person in the room by asking the best questions. People will leave the conversation feeling like you truly understood them, and they'll remember you for it. Habit number 5. They are completely comfortable in silence. This is the master level. This is the one that separates the truly powerful from everyone else. Comfort in silence. Here's the truth about silence in social situations. It creates psychological pressure, and that pressure almost always causes someone to break it. Usually, the person who breaks silence first is the one who felt more discomfort, more need to manage the other person's perception of them. When you can sit in silence, in a negotiation, in a conversation, in a conflict, without flinching, without rushing to fill it, you hold the frame. You signal that you are completely okay, that you don't need to manage the moment. And that composure is extraordinarily compelling to the people around you. Practice sitting in silence. Let pauses extend longer than feels natural. Watch what happens. You'll be amazed at what other people reveal when you give them the space to fill silence themselves. Now, you might be thinking, this all sounds powerful, but how do I actually build this? Because reading about it is one thing, embodying it is something else entirely. Here's the simple framework. 3 levels of practice. Level 1 is awareness. For the next 7 days, your only job
is to notice. Notice when you rush. Notice when you speak out of nervousness rather than purpose. Notice when you break eye contact. Notice when you fill silence you didn't need to fill. You can't change what you can't see. Build the awareness first. Level 2 is one habit at a time. Pick just one of the 5 habits we talked about and commit to practicing it for 30 days. Just one, not all 5. 1. Presence is built in layers, not all at once. Choose the habit that would make the biggest difference in your specific life and go deep on that one first. Level 3 is high-stakes application. Once the habit starts to feel natural in low-stakes situations, take it into the moments that actually matter. The meeting, the negotiation, the first impression, the difficult conversation. Real mastery only comes from real pressure. Use the real situations to forge the real skill. Before we close, I want to share something that ties all of this together, because I think it reframes everything we've talked about today. Most people think of dominating a room as a competitive act, as taking power from others, as positioning yourself above people. But that's not what real presence is about. Real presence is about being so fully yourself, so grounded, so calm, so genuinely attentive, that you naturally become an anchor for everyone around you. People aren't drawn to you because you've somehow beaten them in a social competition. They're drawn to you because being near you feels different. It feels steady. It feels real. In a world full of noise, distraction, and performance, your stillness is genuinely rare. The silent way to dominate any room is not about suppressing others. It's about developing yourself so deeply that your presence becomes a gift to every room you enter. That's the goal, not dominance for its own sake, but the kind of presence that elevates every room, every conversation, every connection, simply because you chose to show up fully.
So let's bring it home. Presence is not about volume. It's about stillness. It's about intention. It's about the 5 habits: arriving unhurried, speaking with purpose, holding eye contact, asking great questions, and mastering silence. It's about building these habits in layers. And it's about remembering that the real goal isn't to overpower a room. It's to become someone the room is grateful to have in it. If this hit you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want more content like this about psychology, influence, and becoming the most powerful version of yourself, make sure you're subscribed, because we're just getting started. I'll see you in the next one.